Kia ora, kei te pē, koe, welcome to another video. And this one is also featuring me and my friend Bronson. Just as a disclaimer, this was recorded after that video. We have now actually moved up to level 4, so basically we have to be self-isolated at home, everyone. If you can't, basically work at home, food will be rationed. Yeah, except for essential workers, they still have to work. So yeah, this is basically day 3 of being in isolation. I'm not having to do that. I'm part of an essential worker as I supply goods for hospital supermarkets, which are still open. So I'm still working, but my wife's had to stay at home. Just on maternity leave anyway, but yeah, the baby's doing well. Just an update on that basically, but everything seems to be going alright. Hopefully we can, so we're at level 4 for at least a month. Hopefully if everyone follows the plan, it will stop the spread of COVID-19, coronavirus, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, I just thought I'll stick this in here now, just so you guys can understand what the plan is at the moment, and enjoy the rest of the video. Me and Bronson back again. You would have seen us in the previous Why Playing videos and advice on dating and marriage. You can go back and check them out. Today we're basically talking about the big subject that's on everyone's mind, COVID-19, or the coronavirus as people have called it. We're not going to use what Trump calls it. We're not even going to mention what he calls it because everyone knows what he calls it, and there's been big rivals about that. First of all, we're going to just basically talk about how we perceive how it came about. Both me and Bronson have talked about this, and we both see it the same way. As my wife being Chinese, I see her point of view, I see other points of views, but the way me and Bronson have come to discussion, we have come to the same conclusion of how it actually started, and then we're basically going to talk about how it has affected New Zealand, because most of the videos you would have seen would have been about America being affected and other countries. I haven't seen any on New Zealand, so we're going to talk about New Zealand, how it's going to affect us being a small country that is isolated from what are people thinking it's a safe haven when, well, through this video you'll find out that we're not. So, me and Bronson both think that the coronavirus came from the American states.
Yep. Now, yeah, you guys, I work in the media, so I have not published anything in my official writings about this because, we'll be honest, we don't have the evidence. We don't have the empirical evidence, we don't have the reports. But all I know is that Trump had declared a trade war on China and his ass was getting beat. The American people were suffering. You know, he'd been trying to nationalize, or I guess that's the wrong word, he'd tried to bring home a lot of industries back to the United States to give the United States people more jobs, but it wasn't working. And I know Trump supporters are going to hang me for that, but dude, it wasn't working.
Yeah.
You know, and shout out to Uncle Glenn and Cameron, right, bringing the truth. You know, the Southern brother, Uncle G, you know, and he vlogged extensively on that topic. Okay, the reality is that the United States was headed into a recession because of the trade policies of the United States. Mitt Romney was right. He said it, everyone hated on him for it, but he was adamant that the trade policies of President Trump would drive the United States into a recession. It was already happening.
And also from what I've heard from my wife is it was into, say, like the Army, Navy thing. They were playing war games and also other sporting events in China that a couple of months before the virus broke out, and it was held in Wuhan, or the Hubei province, which is the province that Wuhan's the capital of. And basically after the Americans had left, it was about 2 to 3 months after, that's when the virus broke out. So, and as we have heard, there is no one knows where it actually came from. They can't trace any way of it anywhere, and we know that there has been people trying to make cures, but it's hard to make a cure for something when you don't have where it started from. And so people are trying to basically guess, and it's not really working at this time.
See, and let's talk about the aspects of, the hatred and the racism, the bigotry and the idiocy that has been directed at Chinese people. I have Chinese family, and by Nick's videos, his the love of his life is Chinese, and so when we started to see these disparaging remarks towards Chinese people, I was just shaking my head. I have three Chinese nieces and a Chinese nephew, and I love them. They're dear to me, and they're not even from Wuhan. But the whole idea that racism and bigotry could be directed at a small part of China, because Wuhan has a population of about 11 million, which is a drop in the bucket for Chinese people. That's pretty much like 1% of China. So are we going to direct bigotry and hatred towards 1.5 billion people because of the unfortunate incidents that happened to just like 11 million of them? And there's those stupid videos of Chinese people eating bats. Look, if you're Polynesian, your ancestors ate bats. Okay, they still eat bats in the Cook Islands today.
That video wasn't even in China; that was done in Palau.
Oh, see, that just reinforces the point. That bats, rats, and dogs were traditional foods of Pacific people. The only reason we don't eat them today is because of palm corned beef and Burger King. Okay? My ancestors ate dogs. My ancestors ate bats and rats. They brought rats to New Zealand as a food supply. The Kiore, the Polynesian rat. It's all but extinct here in New Zealand now, but back in the day, it was brought by our ancestors here as a food source. So let's not be hating on Chinese people that eat rat, bat, dog, or whatever. If you are Maori, if you are part of the Pacific, if you're Polynesian, Melanesian, Micronesian, you ate the same stuff. And if not you, your ancestors did. If you don't hate on your ancestors, why hate on the Chinese? And the reality is, we all have ancestors that have come from Asia anyway, so we're making fun of the Kazis. Let's stop.
And I mean, in Thailand, Vietnam and all that, a lot of tourists go there because of the unique foods. You can basically order a rat on a stick. People buy that and eat it, and they're like, "Oh, this tastes just like chicken."
Pick your own rat.
Yeah, basically, pick your rat off, eat it. Spiders, scorpions, whatever. They have chocolate covered crickets as well. So you got your delicacies, you got stuff like that. But that's what makes those places a tourist thing, is because you get to try these unique foods. If it wasn't safe to eat, I don't think they'd give it to us to eat.
They've been eating that kai for like 10,000 years. They gotta know what they're doing. I mean, and this whole, so we just need to stop that. And even then, none of that is going to change the fact that people have died from this. So when this all started, I interviewed a Maori doctor who was in Hong Kong, trying to buy gear for his new clinics that he's building. And what he said to me is that at that time the media were overhyping it. Now we've got to quantify that. Coronavirus has an extremely low mortality rate, less than 5%, but it spreads like a mofo. It spreads faster than Aussie bushfires. It spreads faster than a Polynesian rumour. It spreads fast. Now, a lot of people, if they have strong health, strong bodies, strong immune systems, doing all the things that they should do that I don't, eat well, exercise well, all that stuff, you do have a chance of surviving. So let's just quit the bigotry. I think that's the most important thing.
Yeah, no racist comments. I mean, people in America, especially Chinese, can be enough on the streets. Let's just stop that.
Yeah. It's
not their fault that it happened. At this time, we need love and compassion for everyone. Especially in New Zealand, we're going through what's known as social distancing. I know most countries are doing that. But show love and compassion from a distance, I guess is the way you show it.
Let the old people buy the toilet paper.
Yes, don't overbuy.
And Australians, I gotta say this to Australians, okay? We have shown you guys love and compassion. A year ago, an Australian terrorist came and killed over 50 New Zealanders. This year, one of your citizens brought over coronavirus. Now, we're not hating on you guys. We are displeased. But if we can let it slide with you guys, you need to let it slide with everyone. You know, personally, I think that old dude who has been tested for coronavirus is an idiot, but we're letting it slide. Because at the end of the day, people are the most important thing on this planet because we have the opportunity to destroy it or to make it beautiful. We're the ones that decide. No monkey will ever blow up planet Earth, but with how dumb humans are, we may have a chance of doing that. Okay, so if we can let the Aussies slide for their silly acts towards New Zealand, we can just let everything slide. Let's not hate on the Chinese. Let's not hate on anybody. Calm down when you shop, please. You know, and why is everyone buying toilet paper? Toilet paper will not help.
Coronavirus does not make you get the runs.
And coronavirus does not enter the body through your rectum.
Yeah.
Comes in through here, and possibly physical touching. Does not come through the other end. Toilet paper will not help.
Yes. So,
I don't know.
No one knows why people buy toilet paper. I mean, here we actually have restrictions on what you can buy, like flour. You can only buy 2 bags of flour, 1 bag of toilet paper per adult. Pasta also has restrictions, and tin food also has restrictions. Before, we didn't have any restrictions on tin food or pasta. Rice also has restrictions as well. So basically, we've actually got a pandemic plan. We're at stage number 2 of our pandemic plan now here in New Zealand. If we get to stage 4, basically, food's going to be rationed out, which is basically, here, this is what you get for a month. This is what you get for a month. Which,
in other words, I'll get to lose weight. Because, you know, what is given out in a month will only last me a week. And so I'll just live on body fat for the next 3 years. As long as I keep my fluids up, I'm good.
Yeah.
You know, so that'll probably be a good thing for me. But, you know, seriously, guys, when you go shopping, please, let the old people go first. You know, if you know an old person, you know, if you just say, if you trust them enough, just say, look, man, what do you need, Grandma? What do you need, Grandpa? You know, give me a list. You just chuck the money in my bank account, or just have some cash money waiting for me. You know,
go shopping for them.
Yeah, go shopping, because
even if you know people that are in isolation, get them. They can send you a list. You can go shopping, and you can drop it at the doorstep, and they can pick it up.
Yeah, man. I mean,
you don't need to overbuy before you go into isolation. There's millions of ways. Like, you can do Uber Eats as well.
Yeah.
You can order. You basically Countdown and they do online deliveries. You can order food that way.
Yeah.
You don't need to overspend it now.
No, I mean, we can't speak for other countries, but in New Zealand, you know, we're a food-producing country, so we have enough. What we don't have is the supply chain that can operate at such high demand.
Yep.
So, to give you an idea, we're selling about as much out of our supermarkets in New Zealand as we would normally sell during Christmas. And so normally to cater for Christmas, it takes the New Zealand supermarkets about 3 to 4 months of planning in order to coordinate supplies and ensure that they don't run out. But for Christmas level of demand to happen in a matter of weeks, you know,
not going to happen.
You know, so that's why New Zealand shelves are running short. They've got plenty of food. You know, plenty of toilet paper. And the other thing, we actually produce our own toilet paper here in New Zealand. So, you know, and for those of you from countries where you don't use toilet paper, you know, maybe those practices. So if you're Filipinos, man, you know, start using the tabo and the soap. Nothing wrong with it. You know, in Arab countries, they will use toilet paper. They wet the toilet paper, then they wash, you know. Bringing in your traditional practices. I mean, people look down on other races because of that, but ain't nothing wrong. You talk to anyone in the Philippines and they will tell you they are very clean people.
Yes.
Very clean, but the way they clean it just kind of freaks us out in the Western world.
And if you guys are worried about toilet paper, not being biased or anything, I mean, I work for the Reese Group. We do sell bidoos.
Bidets, you mean?
Yeah, bidets, yep.
So those are the little things that squirt the water up?
Yep. Don't need toilet paper if you have that. So go into any local Reese branch, ask for it. They'll be willing to sell you one.
It'll change your life. Once you had a bidet, no other toilet is as good. Feels weird.
First time feels weird,
Yeah,
but you'll get
straight
used to
up,
it.
man, like
And you don't have to worry about toilet paper.
The Japanese, man, them some smart people to
It was
invent
actually
it.
the French that did it.
The French invented. Oh, is that why it's got a French name?
Yes.
Oh, okay, so the French
But the
invented it.
Japanese have made it more.
So they made it popular, and that's why it's
Yeah.
called a B-Day as opposed to having a Japanese name.
Yeah.
Okay, but yeah.
Yeah, some people find it weird when they go into a Japanese hotel that their toilet's got a drinking fountain. Don't drink the water. It's not a drinking fountain.
Yeah.
But when you're doing your business, there to basically, instead of using toilet paper, use the bidet to clean that part of your body.
And it's the metal spout that shoots the water out. It goes in, it shoots at the exact right angle. Years of research have gone into this.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, if you've got a bidet, just use the bidet. If you've got a few grand to convert your toilet to a bidet, you might want to consider it now. But stop buying toilet paper.
Yes. Okay,
I
so
don't know, man.
people thinking an island country we cannot get coronavirus. We have 59 cases, was it?
Yeah, we're about 59. I forget the exact number.
So no deaths yet, but 59 confirmed cases. So it can affect every part of the world. There is basically in every part of the world now, because even in the Pacific Islands, there's been cases.
Speaking about that, so there's one confirmed case in Fiji.
Mm-hmm.
Fortunately, all of the there were 5 or 6 suspected cases in Samoa that turned out negative. I personally am praying that the remaining 2 do not come back positive. So we are now at 67 here in New Zealand, 67 cases of coronavirus. When the measles epidemic was ripping through Samoa, the videos and pictures that I saw would make a grown man cry. Mothers placing their children into graves wrapped in bed sheets because they couldn't afford coffins. I saw one particular picture of a family of children that were pallbearers for a dead relative. Children. 4 children carrying a coffin. I saw another video, maybe I'll send you the links to the stuff if I can find them again, of a dead baby in the back of a pickup truck being driven to the morgue with a young child crying. Maybe that was their little sister or little brother. The little kid's just crying. I saw unspeakable things. I saw tragic things, and I don't want that to happen again. Very, very sad things happening in the islands. We're pretty lucky in a Western country. We're pretty lucky in a first world country, but when you're in a third or a second world country where you don't quite have the resources, the tragedy compounds. I don't want to invoke a state of panic, because panic will not serve anyone. But suffice to say, COVID-19 is here to stay. It's probably going to take about 6 to 12 months before it goes. And unfortunately, many people will suffer as a result of this virus. Already, people are losing their jobs, people are losing their livelihoods, and I believe crime will rise as a result of the economic impact of coronavirus. If you are in a neighborhood where the crime is high, I recommend you get protection. I recommend you look into protecting your homes, alarms, security, according to the laws of your land. You may even want to invest in weapons. But please, calm the farm down when you go shopping. Do not buy so much toilet paper. The New Zealand Herald is a perfect alternative. How much does the Herald cost these days, bro? About $3-4? $3-4. Rub it together to make it soft. That's how we do it up in the bush. Wet it, make it soft. It's good toilet paper. If the toilet paper aisle is empty, just buy a newspaper. Or use a phone book, because, we all just use mobiles anyway. But if you got, the yellow pages or the white pages, that's a good alternative. Do not use 80 GSM photocopy paper. That stuff will cut your bum. It's very rough. But newspaper, you rub it together, make it soft. But, I know I'm joking. But please, guys, just be calm. Do not let fear govern you. Take this seriously, but don't act in fear. That's a clear head will always get you right. It will always do you right. A lot of the things that we do that end us up in court and trouble with the law are often done because we're at a heightened state of emotion. So please calm the farm down, and the New Zealand Herald is your friend.
So basically, what Bronson has been saying, don't need to overspend. New Zealand being isolated, we have actually closed our borders to tourists, which is the first time in forever. Like ever since I've been alive, I've never heard New Zealand closing its borders. It's basically because we had the rule of you come to New Zealand, 14 days isolation. We cannot enforce that with the tourists, and so the best way to enforce that is basically like no one in, only New Zealand citizens and residents are allowed in. But yeah, basically for those New Zealand citizens and residents that are coming, obey the rule of being in isolation for 14 days. It is for your safety and for the safety of the whole country. The only way we can beat this is by obeying the rules and working together.
Give you an example of that. I was actually meant to go to Samoa at the beginning of the month, and then because of the coronavirus travel restrictions, my tickets were put forward. Now that Samoa has closed its borders to non-citizens and residents, I'm going to have to get my tickets credited back, and I'm hoping that I can go back to Samoa again at a later date. So, I understand that people are going to have to cancel plans. I was looking very forward. It would have been my first time to go to Samoa. I was planning on actually helping a team of volunteers who were administering relief to victims of the measles epidemic, people that had lost families and loved ones. So I was part of a group of people who were going to go over there and render some assistance. But, that's not going to happen anymore because of this epidemic. And I understand, like my grandmother's sister in Canada, kia ora Auntie Wati, Uncle Lloyd, Auntie Denise, all the other aunties and uncles, my cousins in Canada. Happy birthday, Auntie Wati. Sorry that those of us here in New Zealand, we can't come to see you. There were people in my family that were planning to go see my grandmother's sister for her birthday, and that's not going to happen anymore. So, this is affecting weddings, it's affecting... So yeah, guys, I'm well aware that these travel restrictions are affecting families, very important events. It's even affected me personally, it's affected my family personally. I know that this is, it's big, and at the end of the day, if you are feeling sad because of a family event, you are better off than the people who have had to cancel their lives because of this virus. I'm saying, you're better off alive and sad than dead and happy.
I mean, one of our friends, he had a big plan. He's not married, he's single. He was going to meet a girl that he's been talking to for the first time. They're going to go to Japan. He's had to cancel that plan because of the coronavirus. So it does affect everyone in different ways. But we say, take time. China basically has had no new cases come forward. I think it's due to the hot weather cleaning it off. So they never closed their borders, they just closed off Wuhan. And they're helping out the rest of the country with this virus as it goes out. They're trying to help try and get it out, kick in the butt. So no new cases have come out of China, so that's a good sign. I guess it does wear out. Japan at this time have had no new cases. They're still thinking of holding the Olympics, but at a later date now.
Who the hell is going to go to the Olympics? Seriously, no one is going to go.
They're still wanting. Some people have been taking their whole life to train for the Olympics. They want to go.
Sweet as Facebook Live, my cousin. I'm going to sit at home and I'm going to watch the Olympics, okay? No one go... I'm going to say right now, unless the health authorities have said the coronavirus is dead, we got a vaccine, don't go to no Olympics. Stay home and mow the lawn.
Zika virus.
Kiss your wife.
Zika virus in Brazil, they don't have the treatment for that, but yeah, they still did it in Brazil.
Yeah, that's true. Still bad.
I suppose not as bad as coronavirus. No one dies from it.
Yeah, whereas, Zika virus was pretty bad, and then that only affected a very small population. That was like newborn babies and stuff, whereas this coronavirus doesn't discriminate.
This is discriminate against race, age.
I don't care what you are. If you are a living being, coronavirus wants to eat you. You know, that's the nature of a virus, man. It doesn't discriminate. Maybe we should be like viruses. You know, just don't discriminate. Don't hate on people. Just treat everyone the same. Munch, munch.
If you were to basically track back our histories, there'll be places where we are intertwined with actually somebody else. But just remember the way that it can be transmitted is through touch, through breath. So basically, wash your hands, 20 seconds, basically sing happy birthday to you twice through is basically the amount of time that it is to wash your hands. Make sure you go underneath the nails to the wrists as well.
Should probably film me washing my hands and singing happy birthday to you.
It can be a different video, I guess. I don't want you lose my viewers with your singing.
Bro, you can't sing.
That's why I'm not doing it. But just remember, wash your hands, keep good health hygiene. If you are sick, stay at home, don't go to work. If you present any signs of the coronavirus, there's the 0800 helpline number here in New Zealand. There should be numbers around the world. I don't know what the other ones are. But call it, see your doctor, make sure you call your doctor first, tell them that you think you have coronavirus, just so they can make the preparations that they need to make the preparations for you to go there and to be tested. But when you do get confirmed case, isolate yourself, 14 days. Like I said, there's ways to get around being isolated. I was isolated for 7 days when I had the measles. It does suck, but I managed to be able to I basically watched movies, played a lot of my Nintendo Switch, watched YouTube.
Speaking of that, John Munro is in self-isolation as we speak.
What's his?
Oh yeah, I'll look it up. One of our
chaps. In self-isolation. He basically, he's a kung fu teacher. He knows kung fu. I think it's called like something.
He's got so many different YouTube channels.
I think I've got on my Facebook what it is.
Yeah.
Quickly get it.
I don't know if it's because he's got his Qigong pages, but I don't think it's on there. And
it is. Look up what is like it to be tested for COVID-19 coronavirus. Qi Life. So basically, it's under Qi Life. That's QI Life. So he's basically talking about his life in isolation. It can be quite interesting, basically, see what he does. There has been growth in Netflix and Disney Plus subscriptions because of this, because people are like, wow, what can I do? Wow, you can watch.
And let's talk, hey man, let's be real, there's going to be a lot of babies.
Yes.
A lot of babies, and we're probably going to, in about like 13 years' time, so in the year 2033, there's going to be a whole lot of kids. We're going to call them the quarantines, or some people call them the coronials. So there's going to be yeah.
They're going to be saying...
But speaking of that, what about Justin Trudeau, the Prime Minister of Canada? Right now, he should be asking his wife, the hell was you, woman? How come you got the coronavirus and I don't?
What about Donald
Who you been mucking around with?
Donald Trump's daughter has it.
Yeah, but that's our daughter, man. That's your daughter. And the thing is, it's Ivanka, right?
Yeah, Ivanka.
And Ivanka's a grown woman, but like...
She has a family.
Yeah, but I mean, and that's between her and whoever man she's with. But when you're the Prime Minister of Canada...
True.
And your wife got it and you haven't, I know my first question would be like, give me your phone. Who is he? What's his name?
I mean, I've seen a funny meme. It's basically around, having sex, you don't do it face to face, you do it backwards.
Yeah, I was wondering about that too. Because they talk about close contact being like face to face contact for more than 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So does that mean that if you're not that good, and you can't. Anyways,
that's we won't get into too much detail about
yes, but no, guys, please, I cannot emphasize this enough. Calm heads, calm minds. Don't panic buy. I'm hearing that there are rumors. A financial advisor told me that she had a person ask her for a loan. This particular person wanted to borrow money so that they could panic buy. Please, don't do that. I cannot emphasize that enough.
Just know all countries have enough food. It is just the chain of supply.
Is that a universal thing, bro?
It's a universal thing.
Man.
And you can always do what some people are doing. It's basically growing your own vegetables. One way to save the planet. It's good for you. Good, gives you basically it's that physical exercise you need to basically fight against the coronavirus as well. Fresh vegetables from your garden always taste better than the stuff bought in the shop anyway. But yeah, just keep calm, keep positive, be good to everybody, and yeah, just keep that 1.5 meters distance when you do meet strangers.
Here's one way to say hello.
That's the Māori way.
Yeah, or the East Coast Wave, as it's been called now. Dr. Ashley Bloomfield, Director General of the Ministry of Health in New Zealand, recommended it as a great way to say hello. And he went, but no, don't hold it too long. It's all it is. Just quick flick of the forehead. So you just forehead it, or you just.
Or else you can do what they do in Wuhan now, which they've called the Wuhan shake, which is basically they use their feet to shake. Yep. So they just tap foots with each other.
Or you can do the Wakanda Forever.
Wakanda Forever.
The distant hungi. Shout out to the Tuturu Māori for the distant hungi. Cheer, my bro. Hope that you, your lady, and your baby are fine. What else is there? There's there's the elbow bump, just like hit elbow to elbow. There's the fist, or you can go like Wong Fei Hong, traditional kung fu movie style, right there. Shaolin. You can do the power to the people style, South Africa, fist up in the air. What else is there?
There's always just the hand, like raise up the hand, the finger.
Yeah, man, one finger.
This finger, not the other one.
Yeah, yeah, not.
Yeah, we won't do it.
yeah.
Don't be demonetized.
Are you monetizing this, bro? Who's that?
I do.
Which advertiser's gonna put an ad over this?
Cure for coronavirus.
No, we do that. We're gonna get no. But yeah, guys, please, man, just But yeah, often because I work in media, and so I'm in contact with a lot of people. So yeah, sometimes I'll just go, yeah, hello, and they just laugh. So yeah. Black Panther fans, Wakanda forever.
I know we've been cracking jokes in this. It's just the way we get over, we find laughter as a good way for us to bond and get over this sort of sad time. We're not making fun of the coronavirus. It is a very serious matter. This is the way that we can basically try and help you guys know that, we don't want to put it in the wrong thing that we're making fun of the coronavirus. We're not.
Especially
serious for us.
For those of you who have been personally affected, if you have the virus, keep your head up. If you've had family that have affected by the virus, stay positive, keep your head up. If you've lost someone because of this virus, it'd be cool. Talk to us about it. Maybe we can do a video just for you.
In your comments,
please, man. We don't want to sensationalize or trivialize your experience, but if you really want to tell your story, it's important. And if you feel it's important for you, then it's important for us.
Yep.
And we're Kiwis. We laugh about anything and everything. That's the way us Kiwis are. That's. Anyone that knows a Kiwi will know. You already know the world's most famous Kiwi. His name's Korg. He's made out of rocks. For Marvel fans. He seriously. Yeah, well, that's the thing. Yeah, Korg. His character is based off every Maori dude you're ever gonna meet. As Taika himself said, he based it off the big island bouncers in the clubs on Karangahape Road in Auckland. So that Korg's personality, that's real. That is not a made up personality. It's actually a caricature of real life personalities. So if you think that our laughter is trivializing this matter, oh hell no. If you had seen the things that I had seen that came as a result of the measles, I know this is no trivial matter. But laughter is the best medicine. And and we really hope that no one, that people
We
aren't
don't
suffering.
offend anyone.
No, man, and we're the type of people, we celebrate death with parties. A lot of Kiwis do that. They actually don't have a funeral service; they just have a party. So and that's how we celebrate life. So yeah, and that's just part of our culture. But I know that some people, they wouldn't really gel with that, and it would appear that we're trivializing this. But to give you an idea, in my language, in the Māori language, we have no word for funeral. What we do have is a word for crying, and that is the word for funeral. So we don't say we're going to a funeral; we say we're going to cry, because we mourn, when we recognise that you need to go through. There will be serious emotions that go through you in difficult times, and one part of that spectrum is laughing your head off, as well as crying your face off.
Yeah, I mean, if you watch some of my videos, you'll know that I usually finish off with the catchphrase, be strong, be proud, kia kaha. Basically, that is what we need to be this time. We need to be strong and we need to be proud. Basically, be strong in yourself and help others that are going through this hard time. Be strong for them. Be proud by basically knowing that if you don't have it, be proud knowing that you don't have it, but also help those that do have it by maybe just dropping them some shopping. Just do some good acts of thing, and kia kaha, basically. Kia kaha.
Be strong, go hard, don't stop.
That's what it means. So if you can put into what I usually say in my videos, one of my catchphrases, I mean, I've got two. Ones I start with, one I finish with. Put that into practice, and everything will be alright. We need to make this world a better place, and this could be what the world needs at this time to make us know, hey, we are brothers, we are sisters throughout this world. There should be no animosity against anybody. Like I've said, if we retrace our family histories down the lines, there will be a time where I'm sure even me and Bronson, there will be a time that we'll come together.
Common ancestry.
We grew up in different parts of New Zealand, but I'm sure down the line, especially with the Māori ancestry, we'll most probably find somewhere there.
Word up.
Even if I was to do my wife and me, somewhere down the line would meet up. Just remember that everyone is your brother and sister. I mean, yes, families do fight, but we don't kill each other. Hopefully that doesn't happen.
Don't kill each other. No. Yeah.
Don't kill each other. Don't prove me wrong by killing each other.
Yes. Yes. We want to be wrong about that.
But families do fight, but then families are also those that mend quickly after fights.
Quick to spark, quick to forgive.
Yes. So just remember that going through this time. We hope everyone is well. We hope we can get over this virus as quickly as we can. That no more deaths happen. I mean, that is inevitable. But hopefully we can kick this in the butt. Carry on with the year that 2020 was supposed to be, which is meant to be everyone's best year. And know that this was just a hiccup in the life of 2020. Any last words for you?
Screw you, coronavirus. And yeah, kia kaha ki ngā whānau, mihi atu kia koe te katoa, ki rungo te aroha nui rawa tō tātene matu nui te rangi. Tēnei hoki hau mihi atu nei kia koe te mātakitaki mai ana. Me tēnei hoki, kia kaha kia mai kia manawanui. And what I just said there was that, like, I acknowledge our Father in Heaven, the creator of all things, and I hope that His love comes upon every one of us, no matter who we are, no matter where we're from. And I would hope that we would all be strong, that we would all be steadfast, and that we would all be patient. And that's the other thing, yeah. I'm not a patient dude, so I'm the last person to preach patience, but I know that it's something that's well needed at this time. So no, guys, keep your head up, keep going forward. Don't look around, look up toward heaven.
For your answers, heaven's where to look. Basically, I'm just going to finish off with what I usually do. Be strong, be proud. Kia kaha.